good. It ain't all good, but it's all good. I said it's all good. It ain't all good, but it's all good. But it's all good. They say you can't see the forest through the trees. Wait till it leaves to make a nigga leave and quit his friends. Or just want that destination. They ain't in it for the journey. Adversity really bringing out the worst, but it don't concern me. I got a fire burning my life, burning all day. Always on the clock, just trying to get it in all ways. Time is all we got, but it's limits. Don't show my limits. I'm just a little nigga that's stuck in the tall maze. I can't see the light. I busted up in the right, another left. I'm just hoping I'm making the right decisions, cause I learned that even the right choice will come with consequences. I'm cutting repercussions if they ever present it. Now as a prison, I'm just trying to share my gifts with whoever down with me, sharing shit, whoever wanna listen. Bun told a young nigga keep pushing, I'ma keep moving, y'all can keep looking, but it's all good. It ain't all good, but it's all good. I said it's all good. It ain't all good, but it's all good. But it's all good. It ain't all good, but it's all good. I said it's all good. It ain't all good, but it's all good. But it's all good. Money ain't shit besides a way to pay the rent before I touch it, man. It's already spent, my nigga. I ain't flossing. It's early in the morning and I'm finna be out the door to attempt to open some doors. Yeah, I tried often just to keep my head above the waters of the ocean. They try to throw me and don't compare me to another nigga's story. Better reference my art and my pages to be created. My niggas that think I made it. My take the part of it, whatever expectations you make it. I think you was vacant, thinking famous, you could keep it, man. I really got my own way that I've been thinking, man. Got my own lane and I ain't speaking just another evening that I'm smoking up and writing down. The shit is right around the corner. And the things get back into a corner, but fuck being in no walking coma. I'm out to make moves. Niggas trying to pay dues. At the end of the day, just trying to stay cool. Like my OG informed me to do. Shit. He told me that pride sometimes can create fools. And over time will expose me to you. So improve, I show what I prove to be nothing but real. You nothing but real. I don't know how you niggas deal with the cards you giving and you shuffle in your hands. Put them back in the deck and then just try to shit again. Put me in the deck and then you'll probably understand the stance of a brother who been living under the umbrella of life, staying prepared for the rain. Come to try to touch me, but I really can't complain. No, I really can't. So much on my mind that I just can't recline. They tell me to take my time. I twist the L and breathe in. Inhale, baby, some bright stars that shine. Breathe out. Breathe out, niggas. I twist the L and breathe out. Breathe out. I say, man, it's a man on his own thing. They never get cold. My laces never get old. Take a walk in my sneaks, get a stare at the road. See what I'm facing on the day to day. They be the same. You may see it in another way. But I ain't judging your vision, my nigga. Everybody got a different perspective, my nigga. We all can become blind if we don't let the light shine through. Don't get lost in opinions, my nigga. Find you. I'll never let a nigga tell me where I'm headed. Go beyond the measure of any move, except the one in heaven. My mind is a weapon protected. What's mine? Dropping lines every time I drop a line. You niggas tread lightly. Feeling some type of way about these villages sheep that I'm living in. Where even being black ain't unique. Fuck a perception of me, you niggas can have it. Cause I'm really just trying to find my balance. Nigga, so much on my mind that I just can't recline. They tell me to take my time. I twist the L and breathe in. Inhale, baby, some bright stars that shine. Breathe out. Breathe out, niggas. I twist the L and breathe out. Breathe out. Same time. Same time.
Not working.
Yeah. Wake your ass up, my nigga. My OG used to tell me it's always somebody out there. Ain't no time to waste, you know what I'm saying? You still waiting on that alarm or what?
This is how we chill from 93 till.
From the 142.
This is how we chill from 93 till.
From the 142.
This is how we chill from 93 till.
From the 142.
This is how we chill from 93 till. You want to?
Excuse me, yes.
I got no regrets till I got more decisions to make. More repercussions to take on my therapy and percussion on production. Man, I lay my burdens down by the riverside. One day I'm trying to see the bigger side. I'm facing for the light because I'm in the side. Shit, it ain't never been no mirror side. I couldn't have survived this war, man. That shit'll get you penalized. In this game of life we play, you waste another day. You people afraid to grow, progression studied by your pain. I say you stunting, you do spend your time jumping between the day and everything that's past you. You can't even see what's past. From the 142.
This is how we chill from 93 till.
From the 142.
Okay, hopefully you guys can see me. I'm having some technical difficulties. I'm not sure what's happening, unfortunately. So I'm really hoping you can see me right now. I have Tiffany, Most Wanted Pickens. She's with Most Wanted Taxes and Credit Repair. Tiff, you there?
Hey, I'm here.
Hey. So Tiff, I'm not sure what's going on in this camera. Hold on a second.
I can see you.
I can see, but I don't think they see me on Facebook because it's not coming up on Ant's thing either. On the phone either. I'm not sure what's going on.
It might be your share code, your link.
I don't know. This is the first time it's happening. I'm not sure what's going on. Hold on. Larrington's having issues with the Wi-Fi because of the weather. It's raining in New York. Anti-Lilly is not on as of yet. Again, I'm not feeling too well. So if this is a wash, that's okay. And I hope you don't mind.
No,
I'm sorry.
I'm fine with that. We can
I really do. I'm just going to give them a few more minutes and also work on this. But in the meantime, please, introduce yourself. People watching. I hope you guys are watching. I'm going to have to go back and see what's going on. But this is Tiffany. Go ahead and introduce yourself and let the people know who you are. She's a wealth of information, y'all.
Hey everybody, I am Tiffany Pickens. I am a financial strategist, all things dealing with your money, your taxes, your credit. That's what I'm here for, teaching you how to quit your day job, turn your side hustle into your main hustle, ways to build generational wealth. That's the key. So anything that deals with any of those areas, leave questions in the comments. And I got you. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm at MRS Miss Most Wanted.
Perfect. Okay, so the main question, I'm going to move this banner really quick. The main question I know most people have is, excuse me, about the extension for the unemployment. And also, if they don't do that by, I believe they have to do it by the end of the week because they go on that recess by August 7th. Is that correct? So if they don't do it by then, what happens with most people's unemployment benefits?
So the unemployment was twofold because you had your state level unemployment and then you had the federal unemployment on top of. So the state level unemployment you'll still continue to get for as long as those weeks that you were approved for. The federal level unemployment is scheduled to end as of July 31st. So with all of these things going on, the bills have to be approved by both the House and the Senate. So you see a lot of things in the news right now, and that's just preliminary things that they want. Again, it's always a fight to see who can get the most of what they want on each side, and that's always the problem. So they're going to give us little people a little bit of money while they fighting about this big money and these big issues up here. So they dangling this, keeping your unemployment and giving you another stimulus check and all of this stuff over your head while they really making power moves in the background. So as far as I know, the unemployment will expire July 31st if they do not pass a bill by August 7th. After August 7th, they will be in recess. So it's not like they can pass it in the break. But what they can do is make it retroactive so that all those people won't get kicked off. But you got to think it's going to be a paperwork nightmare if that doesn't happen.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. So the main thing is that if the Democrats and the Republicans, they can't come together on what they want to do or how they want to do it. Do I have that right?
That's correct.
Okay. So in the meantime, us little people, those that are collecting the benefits, are sitting there trying to figure out what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. So my main thing, I think I said in last week's show, was like, when you have this money, a lot of people are getting that over $1,000 every 2 weeks, like $1,700, $2,000, something near there. I hope you guys are stacking your pennies, put your money up, and securing that, because you don't know what's going to happen. Because again, we are not in control.
And that's the thing. It's just so much uncertainty right now. So what I'm telling a lot of people is now is definitely time to be getting your credit right, because we really don't know what's up ahead. We really don't know what's going to be coming up in the next 3 months, 6 months, the next year going into 2021. Like, everybody's like, oh, 2020 is a wash. No, you need to be working. You need to be busy right now building and getting your stuff together, because if the market crashes, guess what that's going to do to real estate? The rates are going to go down. You're going to be able to test these houses up a little to nothing. And who's going to be in a position to get them? The people that have been positioning themselves, people getting these loans, people getting these grants, and people that's getting their credit together. So that's why now is definitely time to do that.
Yes, I believe that as well. And they haven't. So I also was reading, what's that one thing? They had mentioned something about employee tax breaks. So if you do go back to work, they will not tax your funds as they usually do. They will take a lower tax rate from you. I read that on, I believe it was CNN Online. They had these different avenues to give you incentive to go back to work. Have you heard of that?
That's why they're trying to cut the unemployment, because they do want to give people incentives to go back to work. But what I saw was mainly they want to give tax breaks to the employers so that your job doesn't have to pay taxes for you as an employee for you to come back to work. So I don't know about the tax breaks for employees, but I will say, I'm sorry, the tax deadline was just last week, July 15th. So I've been out of the loop. I've been so backed up with taxes. So that's, now is the time we're having the IRS forums. We're talking about all of these things that are coming up for the next season.
Okay. So tell me, what can people do right now at this point in time to help themselves? Let's just say we have an independent contractor and they want to get a loan. What steps would you direct them to do? Should they take a loan? Do you think the percentage rate for them taking that loan is going to be high? What do you suggest?
It's really going to be on a case-by-case basis. I will say this. A lot of people have been asking me about this EIDL and these PPPs and these grants and all of this stuff. If the government is giving you any money, take it, because it's very rare that they're just giving it out. So if they're giving you some money, take it. And then think about the logistics on the back end, because think about it like this. If you think our counterparts ain't taking it and ain't getting it, that's what they use to build. And that's why they always stay 2 steps ahead of us.
Well, I really think that's smart. If we do, how about this? Let me give you this question. So I happen to read, I'm always reading something. So I happen to read that they have for the small business loans, and that they have a loan, but it's a loan that you don't pay back. So it's not considered a loan. What would that be called? And what is the best type of business or best type of individual to get that loan?
Those were the grants that were attached to the EIDL loans, and they ran out of funds for that, I think, July 13th. So they're not really giving those out anymore. They're fighting to get more money for that. So there was only one application. The grant application led you to also the loan application. They were kind of one and the same. It was a lot of confusion about that and how they were going about those, and it's crazy because I did a whole IGTV video on it back in March and April. So it really is open to anybody that has a business need. And so that's the key thing that I want people to take away from it, is that it is a business loan. So the purpose that you are using the funds for should be business purposes. Business bank accounts and all of this other stuff, you want to make sure that you have your ducks in a row. And I know it's out there, and there's people that don't have their ducks in a row and they're getting some money. Consider them, blessed. And again, you also hear on the flip side, people are getting locked up at the same time. So again, like I said, think about what you are doing when you're doing.
Okay, let's talk about that. You said people are getting locked up. What are they getting locked up for? To be specific, so they know.
I don't know anyone personally, so I can only go by things that I've kind of heard. But what I've heard is just the way that they're using the funds is frivolous and considered to be fraudulent because they're not spending it on those business purposes.
And they do follow up for sure. They do follow up to see if people are really actually utilizing those funds for that. How do they catch that? How do they
like I said, again, I don't know anybody personally, so I can only go by kind of what I hear. But I think about things logically. So think about it in these terms. From what I've listened to and seen in different scenarios, you have to think that the feds are giving out this money, but they got to have some hellified auditors. Like, how big is the team to audit these hundreds of thousands of applications of people that are getting these funds, right? I don't think they got the manpower to do it. So I have seen some cases and some instances where who you bank with is actually the people that are policing the funds, and those are the people that are reporting back to the feds and to the IRA and to the SBA, like, hey, wait a minute, look at this person's account right here. Let me let you see what they're doing. So that's in how I'm seeing how it's getting out there.
Right. Okay. But there's been a lot of that going on. Hey, Larrington, I see you made it. Can you hear me? I guess he can't hear me yet. Hey.
I hear you.
Okay, glad you can make it.
How everybody doing? I just came in late. Sorry about that.
Tiffany's my co-host, Larrington. Larrington's Tiffany. She does credit repair.
The Wi-Fi, where the rain, the Wi-Fi, it's always something else with me.
Understood. It's okay. It happens. It happens. So we were just catching up on with Tiffany talking about credit. Now it's the best time to repair our credit. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. Yes.
Okay, so that would be the best time to repair our credit. And we were also talking about, I guess we lost him again. So let's speak about that again. I want to go back to the credit. I hope if anyone is watching, really quick, we do have a topic, Elijah. Hi, thank you for tuning in. So the topic is, can we really forgive and forget? So that's the topic, but I really want to talk to Tiffany because I know that she can't stay long. She has another engagement. So I really wanted to get some information on here for all of us because it's about that time where the funds are going to be running out and we need to know what to do, and we want to stay a step ahead. We want to just be aware, and it's what's better than having someone that's knowledgeable get on here and help us with what we need to know and what steps we can take. So guys, if you have any questions, please, while she's on, put them in there, put them in the chat, put them in the DM. Before she leaves, Tiff, I think you can also put messages in here too, Tiff, so you can go ahead and put all your information so people want to contact you. Okay. But I tell you guys, she's
really quick is drop this free website. Now, this is a site that I direct everybody to when we start credit repair. You want to, when you get into learning the ins and outs of credit, that's where I start with breaking down your credit report, because that's what drives your score. That's what drives everything about your credit. And if you don't understand how it works, understand how to read it, then you won't really be able to understand how to repair it. So the annual credit report, that is a government site. It used to be that you get one free report from them per year, but with COVID going on, and this has never ever happened, you can get a free credit report every week. Like,
Wait, I
it's
didn't know that.
unlimited. Exactly. People don't know this. So this is
Did
why I'm
y'all hear
sharing
that?
this
Say
resource.
it one more time. Say that one more time.
It's annualcreditreport.com. Don't use the word free, because free is going to take
Okay.
you somewhere else. They got some other links. It's annualcreditreport.com. It is a government site, so they will be a little bit particular about your personal information. So they may block you from getting the report if what you're entering does not match. So one key thing when you're doing your credit reports is use the address that you last applied for credit in, where you have most of your accounts and stuff at, because more than likely that's the address that they have in the system for you that's on your credit report. Because if the information doesn't match, it's going to say, oh, sorry, we can't issue your reports. And you're going to have to call and mail them in.
Okay. I'm going to put it in here as well because it's on both of the sites I'm using right now. So guys, it's annualcreditreport.com. And Tiffany mentioned that you can get that credit report once a week.
Yeah, once a week. I think it might be even every day. I haven't been on it myself in a couple of weeks, but it's something that they just have never done. They've been having a lot of data breaches, and data breaches is big in the world of credit because credit is driven by data. And even with all of the millions of dollars in lawsuits and stuff that they've given out, they've never given you the ability to access your credit file this frequently. So take advantage of it, especially while you're doing your credit repair and stuff like that. And I believe that goes until the end of the year, the end of 2020.
That's perfect. So again, guys, the annual credit report, I'm putting it in the chat, annualcreditreport.com, and you can utilize this daily, correct?
Correct. Well, don't quote me daily. I know at least weekly, but it may be daily because things change on your credit report daily. Yeah, and then now so many people are losing their jobs, they're out of work, they've been skipping payments and things like that. So it's definitely the need for you to stay on top of what's on your credit. You have to be able to know what you're dealing with before you can even start to repair it. And that's what we go over in the classes. Even when you see what's on the report, how to categorize it, what things are hurting you, what things may be helping you, what things you need to work on first. So everything has kind of a hierarchy. And right now, while people are out of work, you want to just be mindful of the damage that is potentially being done to your credit, and then thinking, while you have extra income, if you're getting the extra unemployment, or if you get the business loans and things like that. So you might want to allocate some of those funds and those resources to this area.
Right, to take care of some of those things on your credit. That's what I would do. Yeah. I mean, if they say there's the adage where they say, how do you eat an elephant, one bite at a time? So that's how I work on mine. I have to start with the small ones, and I'll just start plucking them off. Plucking them off, and that number slowly creeps up, and then I'll go ahead and I'll bust the big one in half. Or even in thirds, whichever way I have to do it. But I think now, because there is additional monies that's being allotted to most of us, now is the best time to use that money for that. So guys, really utilize Tiffany. Again, contact her through the annualcreditreport.com. Utilize that weekly. I think it's very imperative that we do that. I think it's important for us because a lot of us don't know about credit. We don't know how to repair. We don't know how to apply for loans. We just, a lot of us just don't know. And I'm just going to be really honest, because with other people in other races, they learn that from birth. You get a credit card by the time you're 18, but you're in college, you got your own credit card. Your credit's good. It's that. And we're, of course, as usual, we're behind. We're behind.
And one of the big reasons why we're behind is because, financially we're behind as well. So a lot of this stuff that come as kind of luxuries to us are kind of standard to our counterparts. And people hate taxes, but that's one reason why I got into taxes, because taxes, credit, and building wealth all work hand in hand. So about if they're paying less money in taxes or getting bigger refunds, what are they doing with that overage? They're investing in stocks, they're investing it in real estate, they're jump starting. Now they're starting businesses and things like that. Whereas us, if we're getting a refund, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing with it, or we're just paying too much in tax, or we're paying too much in interest because our credit is bad. So our payment is $500 a month instead of it being $300 a month. So now that $200 a month that they saving, that's putting them ahead. That's giving them that advantage. So that's why I tackle all three areas, because credit and taxes and business all work hand in hand. I had to throw that in there because I'm a big advocate of owning a business, having a business, starting a business. If COVID ain't taught you nothing with these business loans, start a business.
Yes. Well, let me ask you something on that tip. Is it best to do the LLC, which I like the LLC, but most people doing the S Corp or a regular corporation? What do you suggest in your learned experience?
So in my humble opinion, I always say that until your business is profiting a nice amount of money, you want to stay at an LLC. The LLC is going to be an extension of your personal tax return. So it's going to kind of be able to help you and float you in that area. But when you move to an S Corp, that is the business filing a tax return totally on its own. You're going to get the overage as an owner, as a shareholder, that'll divide between all of the people on the LLC. And then that extra money will then get put on your personal taxes. So either way it goes, it'll filter through your personal taxes, but it just really depends on the income level and how you're showing it on paper.
Okay, that's good to know. So guys, remember that if you're going to start your business, which Tiffany says it's a great time to start a business at this time, you want to start with an LLC. Could you assist with that, or can you direct people to someone who can, if someone wanted assistance?
No, we definitely have a service that do that. My main business is Most Wanted Consulting Group. So in the consulting group, we handle tax, business formation, business funding, a bunch of different areas. So if you need to legalize and formalize your business, definitely give me a call. You can reach me 844-WANTED-1. That's 844-926-8331. I'll put it in the chat. Or you can also, like I said, reach me by DM on any of my social media at Miss Most Wanted, Tiffany Most Wanted.
Okay, and it's 844-966-8331?
926-8331.
8331. Gotcha. I'm going to put it in there too. Okay, what else did you want to share? Actually, let me ask you about you. How long have you been doing it? What made you get into this? Share.
Yes, so I've actually been in the credit realm, in the credit world for about 16, going on 16 years now. So real quick backstory, my mother was a check writer. So by the time I turned 21, I owed every store in the mall, had horrible credit because she had kind of had all these debts in my name. And, I was good. I had a car, I had a good job, so I really didn't care too much, but I didn't have a real bank account. So as you get into love and relationships, I had met a guy and it was like, why would he take me serious? What do I bring to the table in order, to kind of be serious with him? So that's where I felt like I had to do something about my credit. And I really didn't want to pay anybody because I heard so many horror stories about it. So I just researched. And it was really learning the laws behind credit is what really gave me a good level of success. So I had 26 negative things on my credit report. Like I said, I owed every store in the mall. And my score was a 489. And I paid $0 out of pocket and got all of that stuff off of there. I got my credit up to a 660 at the time. I wanted to build a new townhouse from the ground up. So that was my thing. I had to get my credit up to qualify for that. But then I had a massive layoff at my job. So instead of taking the townhouse, I went and bought my dream truck. It was a cherry red Avalanche with 24-inch rims. I had two 12s in the back. But that was kind of, my showpiece at the time to say, like, if you follow the plan, if you trust the process, then you can go onto the lot and get whatever you want, no questions asked. And that's always the thing with credit. People really don't take carry their credit. They take their credit for granted until it's something they want. When they want a car, when they want a house, you know, they may want to move or something like that. That's when you're like, oh man, now I gotta see what my credit is.
Yeah. And then you start scrambling, and then you
Right.
start dealing with the wrong individual, and you're more messed up than you're working for.
Yes, it's too late. So so that's you know really what I did. I did some friends and some family members, and then I saw that it really worked, and I got to a point. I was making good money at the time, but I was lapping my day job because I had that many clients coming in. Like there's no shortage of people who need credit repaired. So I quit my job. But I didn't take it serious. You know, I was young. I was 25. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time. So for me to have had that level of success at that age, you know, I took it for granted. So I went back to work and I formulated a plan. And then I started over. You know, I did everything differently this time. So now it's been 4 years now. I've been off my job again. And now we have a team of 40 tax agents. And we're about to do the same thing with taxes that we did with credit. I want to build an army of well-educated people. So yes, I want to come teach you how to fix your own credit and use that knowledge to teach the next and help the next and keep it going, because now is the time for it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the best time ever, actually, especially for us. It's the best time ever. So I know, well, let me know if you still do taxes, classes, excuse me, and if you do, when do they start, or if not, what?
So taxes, we're always looking for new tax agents to join the tax team. We start that training in September. You know, people think like, oh, taxes is early to be thinking about taxes, but it's kind of detailed and kind of involved. So I want you to have enough comfortability and knowledge in order to really make the money that you should make. And the one thing about taxes, people say numbers ain't my thing. The system does a lot of the work, but it's guaranteed income. Okay, think about that. From January to April, everybody has to do it every year after year after year after year. So once you learn it and have that skill, that's something that you can just say, oh, let me just pick up and do taxes and make a few dollars. Like that's my thing, what I preach to the team. Do taxes and then filter that money that you make into building your dream, because that was me. You know, you want to start these businesses and you have these big ideas and all this stuff you want to do, but then how do I fund it? Where do I get the capital from? So I'm working this job, then I got to work a second job to make money to put into my dream, because I got to use my day job for my regular bills, and it becomes a lot. It's like unmanageable.
Yeah.
Then taxes, it's like, oh my God. That's where you get the money from. So that's why that's the blueprint that I push, because I know that it works. I know that it's successful. There's several people on my team that are going on to do big things, and I'm so proud of them.
That's great. That's really great. So September is the classes. So again, if you're in the Atlanta area, because we are in Atlanta, Tiffany's in Atlanta, and you're interested in the classes, they do start in September. And again, you're right. If you have an LLC, if you have a business, if you have a dream you're trying to fund and didn't know which way to go or how to fund it, reach out to Tiffany. She says she's giving these classes in September. Guys, jump on it. Are they virtual classes? Can they do it only in Atlanta? Can they do it anywhere?
And that's what I was going to say. We have people in probably 12 different states. So the classes are virtual. You don't have to be in Atlanta, so you can do them everywhere. My goal when I started the company was to be the Black Jackson Hewitt. So we have offices in 3 states right now. And, you know, that's my goal, is for everybody on the team, everybody that jumps on Most Wanted, to have their own Most Wanted up, you know, like make everybody bosses. You know, that's the thing. Like, it ain't just about me. It's always about pushing and propelling other people forward.
With the greatness. That's right. Absolutely right. I appreciate that. I really do. And I wanted to have you on here because every time I talk to you, you teach me something new. You always and then I go ahead and I do my research and go, okay. So guys, again, reach out to Tiffany if you're interested in the classes. If you have any questions, if you need assistance to LLC, starting your business, any questions in regards to the unemployment, what else was there? the extension for the unemployment, and also any questions that you may have when it comes to your credit, repairing it, where to start, how to start, about disputes, about those certified letters, which I think are very important. You know, please get with her, but she will walk you through all of it. She really will. What else do you have for us? What else you want to share?
So about those certified letters, because everybody knows that credit repair is mainly about writing letters, right? And that is true to a certain extent. But again, until you really know what's on the credit report and what drives the information, where you're writing the letters and who you're writing them to may be why you're not having any luck with your credit repair. So again, it's all about the strategy. So that's what I teach. That's the most important thing.
So when do you write the letters? When would it be? After you get the report? After you, what part, what step is that? What letter?
Yeah, so really, my credit repair is like a 4-step process. First, you go through learning about the credit report, then you learn about the laws, then you learn the strategy, and the very last thing you do is write the letters.
Okay, so because this is what I'm hearing. All you gotta do is dispute it and then write a certified letter. Why you don't know it? I was like, I don't know how that works. I don't think that's going to get you your money or get this taken off your report. So I just wanted more information. So the letters are the last step.
The letters are the last step. And I'll give you guys an example. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was like, let me ask you a question. You know, it's credit related because everybody knows that's what I do. So he said, yeah, I wrote a letter to this company, and then they didn't respond to my first letter. I wrote them a second letter, and they responded. And I said, well, what did you ask them in the letter? And he said he asked them, you know, like to verify the account. And so when they responded, that was what they did. So that's one thing I said, you got to stop right there and be intentional. Think about what you're asking for in your letter. What do you want to accomplish? What is your goal and your end game? Because if you just got a letter off the internet and you're just like, hey, can you check this out for me? That's all they're going to do is check it out for you. You know, so then you can't get mad and say, well, they didn't take it off my credit report because that wasn't what you asked them to do. You know what I mean? So I teach all of that in my class. Vocabulary is so important. The difference between something being updated versus something being verified versus something being deleted, you know, those are 3 totally different meanings to an item on your credit report.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you for clearing that one up because I wasn't too sure how that worked. I didn't know when that letter was supposed to go. I thought, so my thinking was you see it, you know, I guess you go through your records, whatever people choose to do, you go through your records and then you go ahead and do your dispute. And then I figured once you do that dispute, you're going to write a letter to go along with that dispute on why you're disputing it. That was my thinking.
Well, see, you're already talking about 2 totally different things because a lot of people dispute online, and it's bad to dispute online. You always want to do everything by mail because you need a paper trail. What if they sue you? You need to have proof besides a button you clicked online. Or the flip side, what if you want to sue them, which is what I specialize in? You need to have your ducks in a row. You want to make sure that your paperwork is up to standard. You know what I mean? So I got a little bit of a legal background. I worked in both insurance law and legal law firms. So again, like I said, the laws that are in black and white are always going to be your key to credit repair because they've used them on you. So you got to know how to flip them and use them back on them.
That's right. That's good to know. So I guess I'll be at your class. I'll be the first one to say it. I'll be at the class in September. I need an extra income.
Yeah.
Underneath my belt. So yeah, I'm gonna join. I'm gonna do it.
Absolutely.
I know we don't have much time. And again, everyone, her information's on here. She's on Instagram. She's on Facebook. Tiffany is on Instagram. Tiffany's also on Facebook. Please reach out to her. Again, she's a wealth of information. And utilize her services and pick her brain. She's very giving and free-flowing with information. So please utilize it. Are you staying for a few minutes or do you have to go?
My phone's blowing up. I have to go.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you for sharing that information. And guys, the number is here. And of course, I'll put it in again. And thank you very much, Tiffany. Thank you.
Absolutely. So maybe we can jump back on maybe later and circle back about some other things when we get to the second stimulus and things like that.
I would love that. I would love that. Thank you for being on the show.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so hey guys, we are back. Thank you, Tiffany, for being on the show again. For any questions, please reach out to her because she is a wealth of information. So we are going to go to the topic at hand. Can we really forgive and forget? Larrington's having issues. My musical guest, I'm not sure what happened to him, but I don't know if you guys heard what was playing. That was Anti-Lilly. It's cold outside. He's jazzy hip hop artist outside of Houston. When I lived in Houston, I met him, seen him at a couple of shows. He's amazing. He was in the UK last year. He's been traveling, doing his thing. Get into him. Anti-Lilly, anti-Lilly on Instagram. Very, very talented young man. So I usually chop it up with the guys, so I don't even know how I'm gonna chop it up with it. So if y'all are on here, kick in and let me know. Do y'all really think it's possible to forgive and forget? That's what I want to know. I think for myself, I think it's possible, but I really do believe it depends on the situation. I think it depends on the relationship and exactly what are you forgiving and forgetting. I think those things are very, very important. And a lot of times when a person sees that you have forgiven or that you have forgotten, there's individuals that take advantage of that. So I think we have to be mindful of when we make that type of move. And again, it really does depend on the relationship. And I'm not just talking about personal relationships. I'm talking about business relationships. I'm talking about friendships. I'm talking about something. Your homegirl, your homeboy did you wrong to tell you not even couldn't even believe he made a move like that or did anything like that. You know, how do you relate to that? How do you forgive that? How do you move past that? And family get you real good. You know, that's the most hurtingest thing. You know, so what do y'all think? How do you feel about that? Has anyone ever did that, forgave someone, chose to forget it if they can? I don't see how, because I have a mental Rolodex up in here. I file everything away. If you can do that, and if you have done that, was it worth it? Was the behavior done again? Did the relationship last? And what about the trust factor when it comes to that? Is it possible? Don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. Hey, Larrington, are you on?
I don't know what's going on, but I use my nephew's on Wi-Fi because my Wi-Fi is acting crazy. And it was working all day. I don't know what. Listen, Simone, I use 4 people Wi-Fi. For some reason, I don't know. They be shooting me electric currents and says, I don't want you on. I don't know. But anyway, how y'all doing? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
What I miss? What I miss?
So you miss a lot
of. I know I miss a lot. What I miss?
You miss a lot of great tax information, credit repair information, how to send out your credit. How to get the annual credit report. It's in the notes. The DM right here, the messaging right here. That's there. But I'll also give it to you personally. How you can check your credit once a week. Annualcreditreport.com. It's free. You can check that weekly about the stimulus and how to have, second income during taxes. She starts her classes in September. It's virtual, so you can go ahead and join her class and be a tax preparer, so to say. So that was that, but I'll fill you in on that later. Because I had mentioned I wasn't feeling well. I don't feel good at all, so I'm not going to be on here too long. So we're talking about the topic. The topic is, can we possibly forgive and forget? Is that realistic? Can we forgive and forget? If so, the situation or the relationship can it be saved? And what about that trust issue? And that's not just with personal relationships, I was telling everyone, but it's also like friendships, business relationships, and situations with family members. You know, can we really get past that and things stay the same? What are your thoughts? Yeah.
Well, I couldn't hear everything because of, I don't know, like I said, the bad connection, because I hit breaking parts of it, so I couldn't hear everything. So what I'm gonna do is I can hear.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's what's happening right now, y'all. He has a bad connection. I'm under the weather. That's just what it is. So no one has any response to that question? Nobody? No, that's it? Okay. Elle, you back?
Now, I see you now. Everything talking good. The next time for a while, and I can see you talking, and it goes away. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get off to this one because I can't even comment on nothing because I can't really hear it.
Yeah, I understand.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
understand completely. Yeah, I do.
It's not good for me. Now I hear you again. Then it messed up again. So I'll wait till next week and come back because I should have Wi-Fi, another Wi-Fi in the house. I'm gonna pick another Wi-Fi in the house because it's not working right. This was not, and with the rain, I think the DirecTV Wi-Fi is not good. So me and my brother gonna get another Wi-Fi. So I'll come back next week. But you'll have a great night tonight and a great show, Simone. So I'll talk to y'all later on.
All right, I'll see you next week. I will see you next week.
Yeah, next week. I'll talk to you next week. I see you good again. Now I say I get mad. I see you good. Everything working good now. It freezes again. But I'll see you next week. I'll be here next week with another Wi-Fi, definitely.
Okay, that's fine. There's not much going on. I don't see too much traction. And again, I don't feel too well. So guys, I tried it. At least you guys got some tax information. At least you got some credit information. When we visit this topic, I'm going to bed. I don't feel good. Y'all have a good night. I will talk to you later.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.